I have a lot of titles and many roles that I fill. I'm a daughter, sister, niece, granddaughter, aunt, cousin, friend, mom, student, department tech, Toastmaster, but a protege? I never thought of that, you know. It took me a long time to really map out this speech, because when I start to think about the mentoring I've received throughout my life, I kind of get lost in all of the memories. Every step of my life, or every stage of my life, I've had somebody there for me to listen to me, hear me, and offer guidance. Most of the roles I play or titles I fill are pretty self-explanatory. But let me shed some light on my role as a protege. Now, I don't know about any of you, but in my younger years, my teenage years, I absolutely hated my parents, or my mother, my mother. And through that phase, my Aunt Lisa somehow became my mentor. She spent countless hours listening to me vent about my mother and talk to her about my goals and aspirations. And she always made me feel heard and offered food for thought and a bigger picture that I could really grasp onto. She really had a positive impact on my formative years, and most importantly, she believed in me, and to this day is very vocal about believing in me and being very proud of me. The most obvious mentors I think a person could have would be their parents, and I'm not the exception there. My parents are also an impact on me. I have a very close relationship with my parents, but separately, I have very different relationships with my parents. My dad and I are very close, and he is definitely a mentor to me. He has this amazing way of very subtly teaching me lessons. As his protege, I've always gone to him about the big stuff. He knows my politics, my religion, my thoughts on everything that's important, and he listens to me, and most of the time he doesn't even offer advice. He'll share a story to relate, or he will give possible scenarios for me to think about, more food for thought, as you will. He also has key phrases. I won't give them all to you because he has a lot of key phrases that are very oh, that's Stan, okay? But the one that's always stuck with me is the sun will come up tomorrow. And it helps me remember that, yes, the sun will come up tomorrow. I can calm my anxiety. I can calm my fear. Now, my mother is not my mentor. I have a very close relationship with her as well, but she is not my mentor at all. My mother's much more of a coach. Where my dad guides my big picture in life, my mother helps me on an instance-by-instance basis. Any problem I have that needs immediate solution, like in 4th grade, a girl teased me because apparently you're supposed to shave your legs by that point, and I hadn't. My mother handled that one. So I go to her, and she teaches me how to approach things, but she's definitely not a mentor. She's a coach. Recently, though, I've recognized my role as a protege to a friend that I made right here in Myosha. And I find it interesting that in my younger years, I had Elisa to guide me, and now in my adult years, I also have Elisa to guide me. I started going to this person because I quickly noticed that they had a wealth of knowledge, and they were willing to share that knowledge. She became my go-to for work questions, but she also saw a spark in me that she refused to ever see go away. She didn't ever want it to be diminished, and she went out of her way to always come to me and help me. Over the last year, I've had to make a lot of decisions. I had to make the decision to file for divorce at the same time that I started going back to college. I had to navigate being a single mother, a student, and an employee with really big goals. Lisa listens and makes it clear that my life is mine to choose, but she's there to share her experiences to help and encourages me to be strong and take chances. She's literally predicted my future more times than I can count, but she lets me learn those lessons on my own. So I tend to come to her after the fact, like, yeah, you were right. With her support, I was able to handle, most recently, selling my house while trying to rent a new house and moving a giant house into a very little house. And at the same time, I started a new job, and she was there for all of it, physically, on the phone, everything. She was there. I listen to her ideas and insights and feel confident in my life decisions because of the mentorship that she provides. So I've been a sort of protege to others that I don't have time for. There's plenty of people. But those mentor-mentee relationships are not lost on me. I said before that I get lost when I think about all the memories, and I think that's a good thing. The variety of my mentors, from family to friends to coworkers, have helped me to get where I am today and to be who I am today. And I'm proud of who I am today and of where I am today. And when I get lost in those memories, I realize that next to the very coveted role of mom, which is clearly number one, the next role that I'm most proud of is protege.